Hello, you handsome humans, and welcome to step 9 up the tribe triangle, where we're exploring the engine of kinship, which is reciprocity. This might be one of the most important topics of this entire journey up the tribe triangle. So, quick review. We're still wrapping up the foundation of alignment. This is the thing that holds the rest of the cathedral of your honor-based culture. And we dealt with the first pillar, which is our shared vision, and this is the azimuth that we have for a future that does not currently exist. It's the big why, inspirational, aspirational. And we also have explored our shared values, which is really how we move towards that vision. And lastly, we're talking about our shared mission. And we are digging down into that so we can build a strong foundation of really exploring, discovering, and then implementing how successful honor-based missions function. And remember, 2 weeks ago, we explored the first topic of this, which was transparency. We need to be able to share what we're working on and share what our challenges are. And that level of transparency drives that feeling of engagement and fairness and all the good stuff that happens, including collaboration. Because if I know there's an opportunity to support you and you're in my team, it's almost like supporting myself. And that collaboration is where all the magic happens. Secondly, there might be an opportunity that you may be asking for my help. And again, collaboration not only helps the member receiving, but also it helps the giver in many different ways. And now we've slid into reciprocity. In honor-based cultures, there's an expectation that if I do something good, something noble, something value or purpose-based, that I'm going to receive something in return. And this is the great engine of tribe and kinship and overall success in every honor-based culture, whether that be military, sports, first responders, a really good family, or a work team. So, reciprocity is one of the most important things you as a tribe leader can implement, and you'll do this by modeling it. So, anthropologically, there are 3 different forms of reciprocity: generalized, balanced, and negative. And you need to at least have an understanding of these 3 things and realize when and where and how you're going to plug these into your work team or your family. So talking about generalized first, this is the sense of almost karmic balance in an organization or a family. It means in general, the scales will be balanced and find a harmony. If I do good, honorable things, then I will receive good things back in return. And it may not be immediate. This may need to be an investment in a relationship or a project. And this sense of generalized reciprocity looks a lot like politics. It looks a lot like negotiations and maybe favors, but it's the way the world turns. So generalized reciprocity is you, tribe leader, investing in your people. And that investment has the highest ROI that I can think of because it pays off dividends forever. So the generalized reciprocity means that you mentor and you invest in your people on an ongoing basis. And energetically, you may be limited by how easy that is for you. However, it is a tremendous form of investment that doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of resources except for you giving love. And you can't, you can never limit that. It may be your most important resource is just investing your love and your time and your energy in your people. And you will receive commitment and engagement and all the good stuff that comes on the other side of that, generalized reciprocity. The second form is balanced reciprocity. Now, this is a more immediate form of, I understand if I make that extra pass on a sports team, that there's going to be something coming my way very quickly. It is an immediate form of I do this and I receive that. So it feels a little more transactional, but it's built into an honor code. And so that balanced reciprocity is the most immediate way that you can introduce the concept of honor and reciprocity is by saying, hey, yeah, you volunteer to work late or show up early, and I immediately praise you. I immediately give you something. And you're reinforcing that balanced reciprocity that is that engine of behavior modification or change management that you want to get. The last form, and this is a little trickier, a little darker, but it's equally important, and that is negative reciprocity. And that means in an honor-based culture, if you do things that are dishonorable, then there will be a negative response. And this is the most powerful way that you can enact change is, and this is in any organism, and this is just corroborated with tests over time in almost every field of study, is that we get the most change by a combination of positive and negative reinforcement. And this is that negative reciprocity, that if something is unhealthy or it is not team-oriented or it's out of alignment with your core values of your family or work team, then there's going to be a consequence involved, and that needs to be held. And if it's not held, then you're actually reinforcing that behavior. And so really setting and maintaining healthy boundaries of behavior is a form of negative reciprocity, and it's an incredibly important way to reinforce the behavior of the team. So it doesn't have to be violent, doesn't have to be shaming, doesn't have to be hazing or bullying. It does have to be fair, and it does have to be robust, right? Again, transparent, collaborative. Everybody needs to agree that this is the way reciprocity works. If you don't have transparency, if you haven't established the transparency of this is the consequence, and then received a buy-in, which is collaboration, then it's really hard to enact negative reciprocity. And it also is really hard to enact any form of reciprocity until you have that transparency and collaboration. So work on those first and then implement all of that. So those are the three big forms. Just a quick review. The generalized reciprocity of investing in your people with time, energy, mentorship, praise, whatever resources you have. And eventually that stuff starts coming back in, right? You're banking favors, you're banking good juju in your tribe. Balanced reciprocity, it's immediate. Make sure that it's very transparent, and that reward will be the most effective way of implementing this into your team. And then lastly, get some clarity about what your consequences are, what your boundaries are, and don't be afraid of the negative reciprocity. It's a really important factor. All right, y'all, tribe leaders, really put some thought and some exploration into this topic because it is the engine of kinship, and we're about ready to step into that next level of our tribe triangle. We'll see you out there.